welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today we're going to be talking about the topic of helping versus enabling. I was prompted to do this video based on conversations that I have in my personal and also professional life, just kind of going over some of the issues that come about when you are talking about rebuilding your finances, when you're talking about becoming financially stable, and you're looking at the overall view and where your money is going. And so for a lot of people, it's very common for you to help in the aspect of financial lending, meaning you to give money out to family members, friends, associates, to help in their time of need, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, the problem comes in when you're giving so much that you're not able to really sustain yourself. You're giving so much that you're in a position where you're not able to build, you're not able to grow, you're not able to become financially stable. And so it kind of puts us in this position where we're like, I want to give, I want to help, but I also want to make sure that I'm helping myself too. So how can I do this? Where do I draw the line between helping and also enabling? And so this is the conversation that I'd like to have today. If you are interested, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So like I mentioned, a lot of us have that battle in our mind of how much more should I give? Is this going to be a recurring thing? I've given this much money to the same person for the same thing. And, I love this person, so I'm willing to help. But also, I don't have the money to continue to go down this path, and I have a problem with saying no, or I don't want to say no. And so I know with me, when I was younger, I had a big issue with saying no because I never wanted to be that person that didn't want to help. I never wanted to be that person that came off as if I didn't want to help. I never wanted to just not help in general. I always wanted to be someone that could help. I always wanted to, be someone that if someone needed assistance, they could come and, I'd be able to give it to them. And so I would have a problem with saying no. There would be times that I wouldn't have the money and I would still have a hard time with saying I can't give you the money. And it wasn't until my mid-20s that I was really able to start saying no. And it wasn't that I was saying no to be mean. It wasn't that I was saying no because I didn't care. But sometimes you really have to stop and look at your patterns, look at your situation and assess the whole picture, look at the overall view. And you have to know, that's why I say it's so good to really write goals into plans, because you have to have, where I don't want to say have to, but in my experience, it works best when I have a plan and a goal of where I'm trying to get. And that helps me be able to look at everything that I'm spending. If I'm spending too much on coffee this week, then that allows me to kind of scale back. Okay, Brittany, this is what you're planning on doing. So cut back here for a little bit. If I'm spending too much on nails, I'm able to say, okay, let's go ahead and take it a little slow here. If I am able to, incorporate another, just say I want something extra, I want another, computer or another laptop or a new phone. If that's something that I want, then I look at my budget and I'm able to plan for it. And so when you start really looking at everything and making plans and adhering to your goals and to what it is you need to do to actually become financially stable while still living your best life. And sometimes the road to financial stability, it takes sacrifices. Doesn't mean that you can't live your best life still, but it does mean that you're not able to just say yes all the time. And so it's really about finding that balance between everything. And so, the first thing that I really want to talk about, because I speak with a lot of people, like I mentioned in the beginning, and they're confused. They don't know really what to do, where to go, but they are tired of the same habits and the same situations that they're in. And they're wanting to be able to be more stable and also still help. I think that's the common goal. We still want to help, but at one point you're like, okay, enough is enough. And so I don't have any problem with anyone sharing money with you, helping out friends, helping out family. Honestly, help is the way that we all grow, but money is not the only way that you can help someone. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a few tips that I have. So the first tip that I have before you lend money, before you give money out, and see, the thing is, there's a difference between giving and lending. And a lot of times what we notice is that when you give money to someone that you're really close to, it may be hard to get the money back on your agreed date. Not all the time, but sometimes. even when I speak with different people and I hear their frustrations, they're like, hey, I was supposed to get this money back this day. I was supposed to get this back yesterday and I didn't get it back. And so it becomes not even that you're lending money, but it's that you're giving money. And that's okay. But I always would tell myself, and I always would give this advice to others, if you don't have the money to give, even though you're looking at it as you're lending or a loan or someone's borrowing, if you don't have the money to give, don't give, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you can't make it either. I've heard so many stories of people giving out money that they didn't have. And then when it was time to get the money back, or when it was time for them to receive help, there was no one there. No one had the money to help. No one had the money to repay. And so they were the ones that were kind of X'd out. And so it's not even about looking at, their situation versus your situation. And I got to just take care of me. But it's also about looking at the whole situation and saying, okay, what can I do to make sure that I'm helping you become financially independent? And what can I do to also make sure that I'm continuing to be financially stable? So like I was going to say, the first tip is it's okay to ask questions before lending or giving money. So if you are giving someone your money, it's okay to ask questions as far as, what is this for? To make an assumption of if this is something that you want your money to go towards. Sometimes, if someone calls you and they're like, hey, I really need money because I'm wanting to purchase more books for school, or I'm needing money because I need food, or I'm needing money because of this and that, you can take a look and say, okay, all right, hey, sure, go ahead and take this money. But if someone's calling you and they're like, hey, I need your bag just came out and I really, really have to get it, I'll pay you back next week. That's something that you may be able to kind of weigh like, I really want to help you. I really want to be there for you. However, I don't have that in my budget at this time to give, So definitely ask questions before lending or giving or, allowing someone to borrow money from you. And then also ask yourself, is this recurring or is this a one-off? Like I say in a lot of my videos, it's okay to ask for help. We'll all be in a position one day where we need help, whether it be financially, whether it be emotional help, whether it be help with fixing a car, help with fixing something in our home, help with starting a business. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. But if it's specifically regarding money, every time someone's coming to you for help, then you want to really take a look at the overall picture and say, okay, this has happened every month around the 5th. Every month this person needs this. So what I'm going to do, yes, okay, I'll go ahead and lend the money if I have it in my budget, but I also want to kind of take it a step further. I also want to take a look if it's okay and just ask a few questions as far as, what's going on? Are you overspending? I'll be more than happy to maybe make a budget for you. Let's come together and see how I really can help, because I can let you know up front, like I always say, setting the right expectations. I don't have this amount allotted to give each month, and so you don't even have to go into all of your finances and the breakdown and things like that. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. But you can definitely approach the situation and, offer more help than just money, because a lot of times what we find out is if you're only just dishing money, and that's the only help that you're good for in that person's mind, that's what they're going to continuously come back for, just that money. And so if you do want to make sure that it's not becoming a habit and it's not becoming a recurring event, we really have to dig deeper and find out what the problem is. Sometimes, life is hard. Finances get over our head, and, sometimes the circumstances get the best of us. However, there's always a way to pull yourself back up. There's always a way to say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is how much I'm in the hole. This is how much I'm currently making with my current stream of income or streams of income. And this is what I can do to go ahead and add to that income so that I can make sure that I can pay this down and that I can have a little bit more money to sustain myself, and then take that little bit of money and make it into more money and more money and more money. And so, like I say, everyone has, this is not a video by any means to say don't help anyone or stop giving money or stop lending, but it's a video for us to be able to look at the overall approach and ask ourselves, are we really helping? Did you really help by just giving that money away? Or are we enabling, allowing someone or people to continuously come to us and just drain, take the money out and not really look at any resolution for the problem? And so that's what this video is for, just trying to help in a way that's not enabling or encouraging the same behavior that's really not going to help your financial situation nor theirs in the long run. The third question that I would ask is, how can you add value? So like I said before, asking questions, trying to figure out how we really can help. How can we also add value to me giving you this money? Let me maybe put you in touch with some resources, or let me maybe give you some tips on how I'm able to be financially stable. And like I say, you don't have to be rich to help. There's a lot of people that are struggling to just get by that still help. And so whatever you can do, whatever tips you have that are allowing you to be able to have the money or be that resource for someone to come to and to get financial assistance, you know, obviously they're coming to you for help. So provide value, add value onto that money, and let them know some of the things that you do that have actually helped you stay in the position that you're in now. Hey, you know, what I was able to do is actually pick up a side job, or what I was able to do was actually open a business, and I opened a business for a very, very minimum amount, and I was able to do this. Or what I was able to do is do this, or I was able to go to this department and ask for, you know, services here. And this is how I was able to kind of get on my feet. And I love you and I want to help you. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with everything, not just the money, but with everything that I have, so that we can make sure that we both get you to a place where you're actually stable and able to start to grow your money and have your money work for you. And then the fourth tip that I would have is don't allow yourself to be guilted when it comes to help. You definitely can help in more ways than just financial. So kind of some of the things that we've been going over, you don't necessarily have to help in the aspect of giving money every single time. I can definitely tell you that sometimes people that constantly ask for money, even in a couple years from now, they'll constantly be asking for money. It's not like a one-off. It's not just, oh, I had a really, really bad month and I need assistance, but it's common, you know, recurring behavior. And so help is not always in the aspect of just giving someone money, but help is, you know, you can help in a lot of different areas. I would recommend to never allow yourself to feel guilty for saying no. Never allow yourself to feel guilty for saying, I don't have it. If it's something that you don't have, if it's something that's going to take away from you being able to provide for your family this month, or for you being able to eat lunch, you know, there's sometimes that I've even witnessed people not eating, not doing something, not paying a bill for helping someone else out. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with help. I think a lot of people try to take that help and use it against you. Like, well, you know, if I could help, I would help, or I'm not selfish, so yeah, I would help. No, it's not about helping or not helping all the time. Helping is good, but it also comes to a point of, you know, can I afford to help? And it's not even saying that in a selfish way, but it's like, I have a bill for my lights that are due tomorrow. So if I give you this, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bill. And so, yes, you helped out a situation, but you also are hurting in another. And so this whole video is just trying to bring to light how we can help in more ways than just one. Yes, you can help it with, you know, giving out money if you have it, and if that's something that you want to do. But you can also help with providing different resources and instilling different knowledge and tips and ideas, and even, you know, helping someone become more motivated to want to receive different streams another way. Because if it comes to a point where you're unable, like I say all the time, finances change. And so there may come a time, you know, God forbid, but, you know, it could come a time where you're really not able to give anything. I mean, you don't even have the money to be able to give, and someone is still looking at you for help. And, you know, you're wishing at that point, I wish I would have maybe helped instill different techniques or provide different tips so that we both wouldn't be in this place right now. So don't ever feel guilty for saying no. But, you know, the only time that I would feel guilty is if I didn't genuinely try to help. A lot of times what we'll find out is people really don't necessarily, I'm not going to say everyone, but some people don't really want help in that way. They don't really want to become better because they're comfortable with just asking. They're comfortable with just receiving money. They're comfortable with just calling and saying, hey, I need money. I spent all mine this weekend. Can you give me some? Now, this is not for everyone, but you know, this is definitely the reality in some situations. And so we just want to make sure that we're kind of breaking the barriers, breaking bad habits, and making sure that we help everyone around us become financially stable and independent. And then the fifth tip that I have is respect yourself, respect your family, and respect your finances. So again, keep your goal in mind, keep your path in mind as far as what you're looking to do, what you're able to do, and your finances. You know, a lot of times we find ourselves not growing because we're not being respectful to our finances or to our goals. And respect doesn't just go as far as I'm just, you know, I'm respecting myself, I'm respecting her, but also respect what it is you're building. You know, so I'm building this so that in a few years I'm able to purchase my son a car. Or I'm building this so that in a few years I'm able to pay off my credit cards and add my children to the cards. Or I'm paying this because maybe in a few years I'll be able to, pay for or pay down my daughter's student debt, or I'm doing this because in a few years I'll be able to get us a new home where my children will be more comfortable. So you know what your personal goals are. And so I'm not saying, again, I'm going to keep saying this throughout the video, there's nothing wrong with helping necessarily, but you definitely don't want to help so much to the point that you're not able to help yourself and help your family either. For me, the most valuable piece of advice or help that you can give someone is, honestly, is prayer and also insight. Show them the way. Show them what you're able to do to make money. And no, not everyone's going to take your way, and your path isn't for everyone, but just sharing information as far as, this is how I was able to save. This is what I cut out of my finances. This is what I was able to, cut off or change or stop doing for a while in order for me to start building up money. This is where I was able to find this job, or this is where I was able to create this business, and this is how I'm able. So just kind of giving some different ways. Like I made a video on Monday. It's not a sense of motivation that a lot of people lack. It's really just direction. And that's not even just, being an entrepreneur, but that's in life, period. Sometimes you'll get in positions and you're like, I don't even want to ask for help. It's just, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with my money. I don't know why every month I come and I look at my finances and I have nothing left. I don't know why I have to do this. What's wrong? And sometimes people really just need the help. And when they call and ask for help in the aspect of money, sometimes it's not even just money that they're looking for. You'll be surprised how many people will actually be accepting and excited that you offer to provide value and help in addition to providing money, so that they can actually start to become independent. A lot of people are wanting to become independent. Like I said, not everyone that asks for money is irresponsible. Not everyone that asks for money just blows their money and does whatever. There are some people that are diligently trying every month and just cannot find a way to make ends meet. And so, if you have anything else to add or to pour into them, then definitely do that. Even if it's praying, if you want to pray for them, do something in addition to just giving money. So that's what I wanted to talk about. This video, again, is geared toward helping versus enabling, kind of separating the two and looking at the overall picture. What am I actually doing? Did I actually just help? Or is it something that's going to continue to happen? Or did I give out the money, but still provide additional value and tips to help them be able to get out of this certain situation and become more financially stable and independent? So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.